The nuns looked so clean and elegant in their starched white habits. They looked so saintly in the pictures hanging on the wall of every classroom that I dreamed of the day when I would be like them. 2 other girls and I got excellent marks at the end of the school year, and they asked us if we would like to study religion. They thought we were pious for our ages because we liked to spend endless hours in church. They didn't realize that inside the church there was shade and it was cool, a welcome relief from the hot African sun. I couldn't wait until I told my father, who surprisingly said, "Absolutely not." He didn't want that kind of life for one of his girls, without a husband and children. He enrolled me in another school, which had previously only admitted boys. Besides me, there was another girl at the Roman Catholic mission school in Burundi. The years I spent at that school made me very tenacious, because I only competed with the boys. The nuns used excessive force in disciplinary matters. The fact that we were all teenagers might have had something to do with it. Even so, it didn't seem very Christian. I was very interested in religion, did very well in language studies, and accepted a full scholarship to a university in Cameroon after graduating from high school. Once again, as the only woman, I enrolled at the University of Theology. I wasn't sure where I would end up, but after a short time the administration applied for a scholarship at the same theology university, but in Belgium. There I would learn how to be a leader in the Roman Catholic Church. My language skills helped me a lot, and my command of some of the African dialects attracted them as a good candidate for missionary work. As the years went by, I began to see through the layers of theology and realized how superficial its teachings were. I was not alone in noticing the many contradictions in the New and Old Testaments. Learning that the Trinity is only mentioned once in the New Testament was a surprise, but when I learned that it had been fully established at the Council of Nicaea and was not part of what Jesus taught, something in my mind awoke. When we were shown certain so-called Gnostic books, which we were told had occult teachings, I understood that the church was being dishonest, and it was disturbing. How could I believe, as they said, that it was the Word of God from A to Z? Those to whom we have given the book know it as they know their own children, though some of them conceal the truth, knowing it. Be not of those who doubt. Quran 2-146-147. I still continued my studies in an effort to be able to help myself and my people one day. You are not responsible for those who divide their religion and form sects, for their affair rests with Allah alone, who will soon inform them of what they have done. Quran 6-159. After graduating from university, I took a job in Nairobi, Kenya. The church was very eager to have an African woman in such a position. They had a lot of programs for women, and I was the coordinator of these programs, under the auspices of the World Council of Churches. I dealt with different aspects of exhibitions, women's projects, donors, workshops, and conferences. I was sent to a regional office in Togo because most of them spoke French, which I was fluent in, and because the kinds of projects I knew how to deal with were being implemented there. I began to search for the spiritual strength that was missing in my life, and in Togo I looked for it in all the religions practiced. When you seek the truth, many things come your way. This part of Africa has many people who practice witchcraft and claim to have knowledge of the occult, and it was obvious that they were taking people's money. No one has knowledge of the occult except God. I was facing a lot of mediocrity from the church, and, at the same time, I had Muslim friends who were very comfortable in their knowledge of God, who prayed 5 times a day and had many virtues. They believed what they said, in contrast to the church, where you repeat what you've been taught without believing it. I had never learned anything about Islam, except a superficial introduction, and so I started reading about the religion. I can't say that my path to Islam was easy, but when you seek the truth, things become easy, even if they seem difficult at first. The decision to become a Muslim was also difficult because of the material reasons involved, since I had one of the highest paid professions with many perks. Despite all this, I resigned from my job citing my conversion as the reason and immediately lost my job and salary, housing and medical benefits. I became destitute in one day. My family doesn't like my hijab, but they admire the moral aspects of Islam. I helped educate my brothers and sisters who were much younger than me, and it's very hard to see how much they hate me. They felt the economic hardship immediately, just like me, and couldn't understand how I could do such a thing. But with Allah's grace they too will find the truth of Islam, inshallah. I hope and pray that I can use the knowledge that church education has given me for the propagation of Islam. The spiritual climate in West Africa is ready for Islam, and there are many projects that need to be done. This is what I was trained for, and my path is now narrow and direct.